What's going on? So finally, it is time to build a new machine. For those of you that don't know, my old computer, which I called the Nasty, I put a Swiftech H220. It was a i7 2600K that has been through many iterations over the years. It's almost 10 years old. I built it at the end of 2011, so it'd been around for a little while. The CPU, the RAM, the power supply, there were certain parts of it that literally never changed throughout the whole life of the machine. I would change or add hard drives or, change the graphics card or whatever, but there were certain parts of it that never changed. Well, about a week ago, my liquid cooler, a Swiftech H220, decided to leak. Right onto the graphics card PCIe slot. So I'm not sure if it killed just the graphics card, the PCI slot, the motherboard, or all of the above, any combination of the three. I don't know exactly what's dead. I tried cleaning out the slot real good, let it dry, everything looked fine. Put in my 1080 Ti, and now I don't know if it's dead too, because I'm not getting any video out of that either. Yeah, fantastic, right? So I took that as an omen and said, all right, it's time to build a damn new machine. And that's what we have here. So first up, I'll go through all the different hardware bits and show you what I got and tell you why. First up, we'll start with CPU. I got a AMD Ryzen 3rd Gen 3600X. I was gonna go 3950X, and after hearing about the 5950X, I was like, oh no. So these are compatible chipset-wise, socket-wise, with the new ones. So you can get the old one for a couple $100. I think this was like $200 or something. You can get this, then when the 5950X is no longer unobtainium, you can just buy that, swap it in, poof, Bob's your auntie, ready to go. So this is kind of just a placeholder for now. It's still light years better than what I had, so that's awesome. But for now, 3600X. For the motherboard, went X570. Got the Asus Tough Gaming Wi-Fi. I wanted a Wi-Fi board because back where I'm at, back in my studio, it's, I don't know if it's impossible or impractical, but it's definitely one or the other, to run a cable over to where all the networking stuff is. So Wi-Fi back there for now is just the easiest, best way to do it. And I went X570 because I wanted the, I don't remember why. There was some specific reason I went this over the B550. I don't remember. Yeah, but should be really good. For RAM, I went Trident Z Neo. This is a 32 gig dual channel kit. Gotta have the RGB goodness, I don't really care about that. But this is 3600 megahertz RAM. Supposed to be, Ryzen is really supposed to like the dual channel. It's not a big fan of the quad channel. And 3600, from what I understand, is about as high as you can easily and reliably go with clock speeds on RAM. There's more to fast RAM than just clock speed, but timings and all that shit, I ain't getting into all that. This is supposed to be really good. We're gonna give it a shot. For storage, the motherboard has two M.2 PCIe slots in it. It does support PCIe Gen 4, which I forgot about when I bought this, but luckily I bought two of these. One of them got lost in the mail. I bought a 970 Evo, the slower one of these. This is a 970 Pro, obviously, which you can see right there. Bought the Evo, the slower one, because it was cheaper. Both of them 500 gig. This one's 512, the other one was 500. I don't know why they're different, but around that size. I got both of those. I was gonna run both of those in M.2, and I got a SATA 3, just a regular, solid state drive, a 2 terabyte that I was gonna use for games and stuff like that. The other one of these was gonna be for swap file and stuff like that in Adobe, and then this is gonna be the boot drive. Well, yeah. Those two drives were supposed to be here 2 days ago. And today I called Amazon like, where's my stuff? And they said, we don't know. So yeah, it's sort of okay though, because in the midst of all this, I noticed I didn't get the PCIe 4 version of this. So this is gonna be the swap drive now. I have the PCIe V4 version coming. It's gonna be here in 2 days. We're gonna kind of put some of this together and then we'll do that stuff later. Yeah, I don't have all the parts. So I don't have my regular SATA 3 SATA 3 SSD, SATA 3 SATA. I don't have my SATA 3 SSD and I don't have my boot M.2 drive, but I do have one of them. Anyway, went with the well-beloved, the good, the hotness, the Samsung 970 Pro. I mean, you can't go wrong. They're not even expensive anymore. Often the most overlooked part of any PC build is the power supply. People love to skimp on power supply. They look at the wattage, oh, it's 700 watts, good to go. A little more than that. You gotta have a quality power supply. That's actually one thing that gave me a lot of trouble in the old machine. I bought it as a Newegg combo build, and the power supply it came with was a Rosewill something or another. And yeah, lots of stability issues, especially when overclocking, it was not good. So live and learn. This time I got Corsair RM850X. This is a fully modular, really, really good 80 plus gold, 850 watt power supply. So this should be just fine. Even when the 30 series cards come out, this should run it no problem. If you plan on running the 3090 or even the 3080 for that matter, get the biggest power supply you can. 850 to 1000 is kind of the minimum for those. They are some power hungry sons of bitches. So if you do plan on running those, don't plan on running like a 600 watt power supply. Ain't gonna work. For cooling, I was actually gonna do a hardline kit. I was gonna kind of plan this out, you know, buy a little piece here, a little piece there. Well, being as my machine kind of died on me, I need a computer now. So decided to go AIO again, all in one for the liquid cooling. I even considered air cooling, but with the case that I got, it wouldn't look right, I don't think. It's kind of made for this also, so yeah, it'll make sense in a second, but I decided to get a good water cooler this time. I got the EK AIO 360. This is made by EK, the guys that make EK water blocks and all that stuff. Well, they started making all-in-ones. I think they've been doing it for a while, but this is like their new one or whatever, I don't know. 360 mil, you got 3 120 mil fans on it. Of course, all the cool LED stuff, but this won't leak.
Day 2.
All right, so yeah, got interrupted last time I was shooting all this, so we got through everything except for the case. The case is a Thermaltake Core P3 TG for tempered glass. I wanted something a little bit different as far as cases go. I didn't want just another, you know, box with stuff in it. This is, it's different. It's an open air case. It's almost like a test bench in a way, kind of. The main thing that I liked about it is that it's wall mountable. You can actually mount it on the wall and then your computer's just hanging there like a piece of art or a picture or something. I thought that was kind of cool. My first choice for a case was actually the Lian Li PC011 Dynamic. That was the one that I wanted. But apparently a lot of people want those right now because you can't find them anywhere. That being said, I did get a back in stock notification for one today, but oh well. So my boot drive should be here within an hour or two. So let's get building, shall we? First thing I'm gonna open up is the case because I am interested to see how much assembly is required with this. It's a pretty simple case. It's basically just a, I mean, shit, you almost can't even call it a case, really. That being said, it is a lot heavier than it really should be. Like, for what it is, you wouldn't think it weighs as much as it does, but it does, so. Okay. It's definitely well packaged. There's the tempered glass. Set right there. And this should be the majority of the case, actually, which is kind of interesting. Stay. Yes, and then back here are all the bits. Instruction manual. It comes with a PCIe riser, which is awesome because I'm gonna mount the graphics card up and down so you can see it through the window instead of mounting it like vertically. I think it'll look cooler, and it actually includes the riser cable to do that, which is awesome. A lot of parts, jeez. Wow, those are heavy. These are the things that stick in to hold the glass, and they are definitely solid steel, that's for sure. Pretty heavy. It is kind of a strange thing. Like, most people are used to building in just regular, you know, like box cases. It really is kind of weird. Your build, our core. Okay. And it actually does have a removable back part, like a removable back panel, because you can put drives and hide cables and stuff in this back part. So it's almost like they took a regular case and just smushed it down to like an inch and then gave you glass on the outside. So it's kind of a case and kind of not at the same time. How does this come off? Ah. See, you have drive mounting bays and all that kind of stuff in here. So it's kind of a weird hybrid case. Well, not a hybrid, I don't know. It's just a weird case. I think it's awesome. I like it. Where are the buttons? Oh, they're over here. So the power button and front USB and all that stuff's on this side, but I saw the USB cable and the header, or the LED pins and all that stuff over here, and I was like, what the? Yeah. First bits, motherboard, CPU, RAM, and one of the drives. I don't have the boot drive yet, but it should be here soon. I actually opened this last night to make sure that the NVMe slots, or the M.2 slots rather, are on the front, because some motherboards will have one on the back, and I didn't want to put all this together and then have to take the damn motherboard off to add the second NVMe drive, or M.2 drive, whatever. One M.2 slot's right here, one's right here, so good to go. When that comes, I can put it under here. I'm gonna put this one right here. So, yeah. Oh, I was wondering what the hell this is. It's the antenna for the built-in Wi-Fi. It's a weird looking thing. CPU. I went with the 3600X because the 5950X isn't out yet, and it's probably gonna be a while until it's available. So this is a very good placeholder. Still light years better than what I had. And I actually didn't know it, or I forgot when I bought this, but it actually comes with a cooler. I didn't know that, but it's all good. Oh, CPU goodness. I like how it comes with a sticker for the front of your case, so you can look all official. That's awesome. Oh yeah. With AMD, you raise the little arm up, and let's see, is there a mark on here or something? Ah, there it is. There's a little tiny triangle in one of the corners, and there's a little tiny triangle on the CPU as well. Pretty typical way of doing it for CPUs, but the way AMD does it is a little bit different, kind of. So that's in there. Plunk. Just like that. RAM. I need to look and see which slots, because yes, you are not supposed to put them right next to each other. Unless you're running, you know, a quad channel setup, then yeah, you know, put them all next to each other because that's all the slots you have. In a dual channel setup, you're probably gonna have a space in between them. I have to look at the owner's manual to make sure though, but ooh, pretty. I don't want to be like the Verge, you know.
Hold on. He installed the memory incorrect.
Yep, so the two gray ones, and it's actually written on the motherboard itself. There's little tiny asterisks by A2 and B2 that are the ones that you're supposed to use. It actually has it on the motherboard too, so that's pretty cool. That one, and that one. And then get in there. Come on. Clonk. These slots are a little weird. You used to have to like rock memory card or memory sticks in, kind of go in at an angle. And these, you just push them straight in. It's a little different. Sweet. So those are in and ready to roll. Now my little NVMe drive. NVMe is non-volatile memory express. Why I remember stupid acronyms like that, I don't know. I can remember dumb, pointless shit like that all day long, but then when it comes to remembering things that matter, nope. It's so cute. Look how itty bitty it is. It's so tiny. It's so cute. This is a 512 gig, so not a monstrosity, but definitely enough storage for what I'm going to be using it for. I need, where is the screw for it? It's definitely not in there. There's a screw that holds it down to the motherboard. Good God, there's a lot of screws in there. That's for the case, that's why. Ah, there they are. And I need to grab a screwdriver. Goes like, oh, almost forgot. You need the little riser thingamajiggy, little standoff. I don't know why they do it like this. Like, just make the little socket that it fits in sticks up about that far. Why not just make it lower to the board and then you wouldn't need the little standoff thing, this thing. I don't know what the point of that is, but whatever, I guess. Whoa, hey now. All right, there's that. Cool, that's in there. Once the boot NVMe drive gets here, I will continue this. I'm gonna put that on there and then we can mount power supply and this and everything else in the case and be done. But for now, we need to wait for the other drive to get here and I need to offload some footage so my damn SD card doesn't fill up. So stand by. Boot SSD is here. This is a 980 Pro PCIe 4.0 NVMe M.2 with read speeds of 7,000 megabytes per second. That's baller. So it's basically the same as my other NVMe drive, but this one is PCIe 4. I figured it has NVMe 4 support, you know, might as well take advantage of it. I swear they're so cute. You see them in pictures and stuff, and they look so much bigger than they are. They're really tiny. There we go. We got to do the little riser thing again because reasons. And for whatever reason, this one is listed as 500 gigs. The other one's listed as 512 gigs. Don't really know why, but whatever, I suppose. Cool. Wow, that's a long screw. Oh shit. Okay, that's all, whoa, that's all done and ready to roll. Now we need to start working on the case. So we're gonna set this aside. On this case, again, I'm gonna use the term case somewhat loosely in this case. There's two ways to do this. They give you an option. Kind of like the graphics card, you can mount it up and down or horizontally, and I'm gonna do it horizontally. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Ooh, modular goodness. I'm just taking that out for now. We'll get the cables and stuff when we need them later. Bracket thing right here. And the way that this goes on here is right like that with the bracket, other way, like that, I believe. No, other way. Like that. Yep. Ah, tweezers.
Some tweezers to tighten up the wires, a Swiss
Wait, did he just call them tweezers?
It is not very specific as to which screws to use, that's for damn sure. It's just kind of like screws here. And the font is like that big. It's freaking tiny, itty bitty little font too. So we're just gonna try a few of these and see which ones which ones seem to work. Let's see if this one works. Nope. Maybe this one works. Yeah, it works. Kind of tight though. That's what she said? I guess we're just going for it. I'm gonna mount the bracket first. All right, I got 4 screws in this bad boy, and this one should be those, the same ones that I used just there. No. Is it these? No. Is it? All right, so time to bust out the power tools. I tried every damn screw in this and none of them work like I would think that they would in these holes. They're just kind of tight and it is what it is, so whatever, I guess. Not like it has to hold a ton of weight, it's just gonna hang on the damn wall, so whatever. I don't know. Don't do this at home. Cool, all done. So that's all mounted and ready to roll. Notice I did fan down because I don't want it blowing up directly into my damn graphics card, which is gonna be right here. So that's why I did that way. Awesome. This is the bracket mount for the back part of the power supply, and look at this bag. It's like they got a real long skinny bag and like threaded on there like a damn condom. It's kind of hilarious, but I'll put that on there later. I like how the instructions are like, to install motherboard, lay down chassis, install with screws. That's all it says. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, it is pretty straightforward, but damn. I'm gonna bring Mr. Mobo over here and just plop his ass right there for now, actually. There. Need to find, where'd my standoffs go? There they are. Back of this is marked. Every hole has a letter next to it. Well, every hole that matters. I, A, or M. I is ITX, A is ATX, and M is micro ATX. I'm using an ATX motherboard, so I need to put a standoff on all of the ones with an M next to them. Or with an A next to them, sorry. I think I said M. M is micro ATX. My board is a ATX board. Why are you trying to cross thread? Don't do that. Okay, don't be a slut. Are you gonna be a little whore? Okay, we're gonna come back to you. ATX, ATX, ATX. I'm gonna edit this video on this computer tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I can't wait to see how much faster this thing renders video than my old machine. I've worked on and built and messed with, I don't even know how many computers over the years. Whether building them for myself or building them for friends. I can't even count them all. I mean, I've even done it professionally. I did it for a large electronics company here in town in the RMA department, where I would take apart and troubleshoot and build and fix servers and desktops and all that kind of stuff when I first moved here. That was a fun job, even though it was an awful company. They actually held a meeting once just to tell us they fired people. It was like, cool, thanks. I got my job with the Department of Homeland Security contractor, and my birthday was actually supposed to be my last day there. I was gonna put my 2 weeks in, you know, because that's what you do. Oops. And everybody that worked there was like, oh no, don't do that. No, no, no. I was like, what, why? They're like, they'll walk you out. I'm like, what do you mean they'll walk you out? Like, they'll fire you. I was like, what the hell? I had never heard of such a thing before that. I was like, what are you talking about? Yep, well, as the day neared, I got out of my car. I had to get there at like 5 in the morning or something. I worked a really early shift. And it was my birthday and I'm, you know, walking in like, yeah, my last day. Gonna go take a couple days off and then start the new job and birthday time, party it up, you know. The security guard stopped me at the front door and wouldn't let me in. Apparently somebody found out that I was leaving, so that was funny. But yeah, anyway, I've worked on and built and all kinds of shit. I don't even know how many machines. This is definitely one of the weirder ones. Like, there's really not a whole lot to this case, but good God, there's like 1 million screws and all these big pile of pieces and stuff. It's very, it's interesting. Kind of a strange case. Yeah, I was working at that place and I almost threw away a $3,000 NVIDIA Quadro card. That was fun. Good times, good times. Again, kind of an odd case. I'm used to plugging in, you know, you gotta run SATA power and you gotta run all the SATA cables to the motherboard for all the drives. You gotta mount all the drives. You don't have to do that on this because M.2 is right there. They don't require any cables at all. I'm running one SATA SSD, but it's not here yet. It'll be here Friday. It's kind of done. I'm gonna run the cooler. We're gonna install the cooler right now. And then after that, I gotta put the feed on and that's it. So in the cooler box, you have the cooler. That's a big burly bastard right there. 3 fans, because it is a 3x120. And your mounting hardware. This goes on the back, which is actually easy on this case. I've done that before though. Some cases don't have a cutout behind the motherboard like this one does, so you'll mount the motherboard and then you'll realize you have to put a bracket on the back and you have to take it all apart again. It sucks. I don't think that's the case this time though. I do have to give props to EK though. This is the burliest owner's manual for a water cooler I have ever seen in my life. Like, this is, yeah. First, we're gonna put the bracket on. That means, if I'm not mistaken, I think I have to take this other bracket off because this comes with what appears to be a mount for the stock cooler. And I'm not seeing any other holes, so I think I have to take that one off, which is no problem. We can do that. This must be, that must be the Intel one. Maybe it goes this way. No, what is this? This is really weird. This is only the second AMD machine I've ever built though. My buddy Lego, I don't think he watches these. Hey, there we go. But if he does, he'll know what I'm talking about because it was his machine that I was building for him. That thing, got it all built, got it all set up. We were going through the overclocks, getting everything all dialed in nice. And everything was running great, you know, no problem. Well, all of a sudden I look down and it says the CPU temp is like 230 degrees centigrade. And I'm like, what the hell? Boink, off it goes. Never to turn on again. To this day, I have no idea why. No clue whatsoever. How does this mount on there though? No idea. And from that day forth, actually, I vowed to never build another AMD machine again. I stuck to Intel for, God, that was probably 10 years ago now. All this time I've built nothing but Intel machines, but now that Intel is just getting its poo pushed in, building an Intel machine just doesn't make any sense. AMD has changed a lot. But that being said, I am very unfamiliar with their mounting brackets and stuff. This is very different than Intel in some ways. Oh shit. I let the damn, oh motherfucker. Oops. I let the damn screw things fall down in the case. Oh well, no big deal. I do want to see how this actually mounts though, because how the hell does this mount? Again, very different than what I'm used to. This is very strange. So this is very interesting. You actually have to mount these little brackets to the water block. Again, this is very different. I've never used EK water block stuff before, or liquid cooling stuff before. And I've never used, well, it's been a long time, I haven't used AMD stuff in forever. So the two things together make this quite a different thing. Let me see, make sure I'm putting the right screws in the right damn places. So we got cooler, and then yeah, it has these little things that go like this, right there, like that. And then screw, and screw. I like how in the instructions, it comes with a tube of thermal compound, like thermal paste. And instead of just saying thermal paste or EK thermal paste or, you know, whatever, it just says a tube of thermal paste. Like, well, you're not wrong, but okay. Thanks, EK, appreciate it. Like that. It's kind of interesting. Most AIOs have a bracket on here already, and this is the part you change. Like the screw holes will like slide back and forth so it fits different stuff. Not in this case. This works though. It's not too big of a deal. We can do this. A few screws, no problem, right? They even give you an extra screw, which is awesome. I noticed that on all the bags of screws, because not only do they give you an extra one, they're actually labeled, which is freaking awesome. Like that. And can I get you to sit on there again, just for a bit, please? Maybe, kind of. No. So, you just, well, whatever. We'll just try not to touch you. I don't want to mess up the pre-applied thermal paste because I'm going to use it. It's fine. Now on the motherboard, I have to get those screws that slip down in there, because now on the motherboard you have to mount, where did they go? Working with limited space sucks. Oh, here they are. Now with these, they even give you an extra one of these, which is interesting. You mount these on the motherboard with these things sticking up like this, and then there's big twisty bits that you put on the top to hold the thing to the CPU. It's kind of elaborate. Everything's really high quality though. It's really nice stuff. Okay, got all those installed, and now it's time to, we gotta do some planning, because this needs to go this way, like that. And then will that reach? No, that sucks. Well, we're gonna have to go with the less than optimal. Go this way, because these hoses are not long enough to go the other way. Some nice stiff hoses though, jeez. Like that. The reason you want it the other way is because as the thing circulates, there's air bubbles in it. There's air in the system. No all-in-one system, hell, no closed loop system even is, or a custom system is air-free. There's always air in the lines. So as the pump circulates, it's gonna circulate air. It's just a matter of time. And what'll happen if you have this up here is air accumulates at the highest point in the system, which is right here. As it goes, it'll eventually get air in your pump, which will make your pump make all kinds of weird noises, or it could burn your pump out, which is no bueno. Ideally, what you want, this is kind of like middle of the road, good enough way of doing it. Having this up here, but the pump is lower, that's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Ideally, what you want is this down here with the top of the radiator, which there's a reservoir in here. There's a little bit of gap where the fluid is. That can be at the top, and the bubbles can be in there. No one cares. They'll never go anywhere. It'll just hang out in the top of the radiator and whatever. Worst case scenario is when you have the highest point of your entire system is the radiator or the pump. If the pump is here and say I mounted this down here, that's, yeah, you're asking for it. Eventually, all the air in the system, or most of it at least, is gonna end up right in your damn pump. And that's no good. Gamers Nexus made a video about this. I'll put it in the description. So long story short, we're just gonna do what we can do. I wish these were just like 2 inches longer. Would have been perfect, because then I could flip this around and the hoses could be, it would look kind of weird, but that's okay. I can deal with that. So we need to screw this to here and then put the fans on this and run some cables. That's it, all done. So we're on the back. These are the slots for the screws that go into the back of the radiator to hold it onto the case. So we're gonna line them bad boys up. I need to take these damn twist ties out of the way though. You go away. You too. You too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can mount this good and high. All right. So that's good. Kind of wish I put the bracket on the pump after I did all this so I could leave the little plastic cover thing on the thermal compound, but I didn't really think about it. So we're gonna make do. It's not that big of a deal. Just gotta be careful I don't smudge and screw up the freaking thermal paste, even though it really doesn't matter if I do. Again, not really that big of a deal. Ooh. Get in there. There we go. Sweet. And then I'm going to use this for the rest of them. Again, don't do this at home. Oops. There's that. Now, I even put most of them in. I'm going to mount the CPU cooler now, the pump that is, because that way I don't have to worry about it anymore. Then I can do the fans. Like, look at this. These things are heavy. They even come with little springs, like pretty elaborate. Bravo, EK. I'm not sure how I want to route the cables, or the hoses rather. Okay, you guys need to like turn around. They both kind of want to be on that side, and there's not really a whole lot I can do about it. It would be fantastic if you guys were pointed the other damn direction. You know that? Let's see if we can make that happen. There we go. Could do that, I guess. So that's about as good as I can get it. I kind of wish the hoses were longer. Actually, I very much wish the hoses were longer. Especially for this build, the way that this is laid out and everything. Having another 2 inches on the hoses, not even just so I could go from down there, but just so I didn't have to, you know, wrestle it so much. I would have some more options as far as how to do this, because that looks kind of goofy. I mean, it works, but it's really like, I can't put these on the other side. This only goes one of two ways. So that's pretty much it. It's the only option I have. If those were a bit longer, I would run them down here so they go around and up that way, but they're not long enough. Like this one's pulled, well, not pulled tight, but it's given up all it's got. So it'll work. Looks kind of weird, but you know, whatever. No big deal. Plus the EK logo is upside down. Definitely works. Looks a little bit weird, but you know, you got these hoses just kind of like, oh well, no big deal. It'll look all right. And honestly, I kind of think I'm gonna do a hardline like custom loop thing with this when the 5950X and I can finally get a 30 series card. That's gonna be like the final state for this machine. This is just kind of temporary anyway. Like this CPU, like I was saying, it's really just a placeholder. This can be kind of a placeholder too, just a kind of nice one because it's pretty damn nice. So yeah, subject to change. Now we gotta put some fans on. Which way do they blow? I'm going to assume this way. It doesn't say. Usually fans will have an arrow on them. These don't. Okay. Fan cables. Let's see. I'm going to try to get them to go in these holes so it looks nice. Should be doable. Where'd my big burly screws go? There they are. This is just kind of a test fit. I want to see how the cables go. So like that. And then yeah, like that. Those can go in there. These can go in there. And then if I mount this one that way, they can go in there. Yep, that'll work. Okay, cool. So I went ahead and banged out the rest of it real quick because I figured watching me run a bunch of cables would probably be about as entertaining as watching paint dry. All I did was run the case button and USB stuff and a couple power supply cables. That was it. It's really, I mean, I haven't even put on the, which way does this go? Like that, I think. I haven't even put this on yet because I don't have a graphics card. So for now, it's just gonna hang out. It goes right there like that. There's really no point in putting it on right now. So yeah, it's just gonna sit as it is, but we're gonna go fire it up for the first time. This should be interesting. Yeah. Bye-bye the nasty. I haven't put the glass on this yet either because I assume I'm going to have to plug and unplug and move some stuff around. Yeah, it'll fit right there. Nice. You fell right between there. Yeah, having a damn I/O shield on a case without a back panel is just kind of hilarious. I just kind of stuck it there, so if I ever put it in a different case, I'll have the damn I/O shield. Okay, so that's plugged in. Power supply, that is. And I got display port. I wasn't sure if this had integrated graphics or not. Apparently it does. The CPU, that is. So that's good. But the HDMI should go to this monitor right here. So time to flip the switch. We got LED action, which is a good sign, I suppose. Look everything over, make sure everything's good. Plug it in. Yep, I just unplugged that. Yep. See? Okay, got that sorted. There's the cable for the RGB. They're like daisy chained together, and in the back they're pulled really, really tight. So if I pull any of these up front, it'll unplug the ones in the back. No big deal. But yeah, so here goes nothing. Let's make sure the monitor is on. Are you on? Yep. Plonk. Oh ho ho. Look at that. Video. I just remembered I didn't plug any keyboard or anything in. Would kind of help, right? Not getting any video. Which one? Why you no work? Well, I do have to say this thing is ridiculously quiet. Like seriously, this thing. Like microphone. Not even a, you know, quiet microphone. It's really quiet. Okay. Why for no video? Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with this some, because I don't know why I'm not getting any video. It works. It's not beeping at me. There's no blinking lights or anything weird. So I'm not sure. I gotta look around some and see what the hell is going on. So stand by.
3 hours later.
Looks a little different now, right? Well, I figured out why I wasn't putting out any video, because I thought the CPU had onboard graphics, but they don't. Why there is an HDMI and a DVI port on the motherboard, no idea. Maybe it works with some CPUs that do have graphics. I don't know. This one doesn't. That's why it wasn't working. So because my 2 graphics cards are at the shop getting tested, I don't have a graphics card. So I got on Craigslist. I wanted a 1070 or better as cheap as possible, because I just want something to last until I get a 30 series. Should be able to get one in like a month. So I don't want to pay, you know, $400 for a graphics card to use for like a month. That doesn't make any sense. So Craigslist, no, nothing. Got on Facebook Marketplace, same kind of deal. Bunch of people wanting, you know, stupid amounts of money for, you know, piece of shit cards. There was barely anything here local anyway, so meh. I never use OfferUp, but I thought, let's give it a shot. Found this 1080 with a broken HDMI port. It has 3 others, I believe, and a DVI, I think. I don't remember. It has a whole bunch of ports, but one of them doesn't work, so dude gave it to me for $100. Yeah, loaner card. I just got done putting it in. It's kind of a pain in the ass doing the whole thing, but we should be good to go. Why do I have a cable hanging out the bottom of this? What the hell is that? Oh, helps if I plug the graphics card in, huh? Okay, anyway, first fire up. Let's see if this thing works. I don't know. I mean, even if it doesn't, it was $100. Yeah, not really the end of the world, but it'd be great if it did. Then I can play Flight Simulator tonight. Here goes nothing. Plunk. We got the lights again. It's a good sign. It will help though to plug in the video cables into the graphics card. That does tend to make the graphics card, you know, work a little bit better. Not even tightening that bitch down, because we all know what's gonna happen. If this works first try, I'd be freaking amazed. Here we go. Hey, it's on the monitor over here. Sweet. Yeah, I know there's no... Yeah. We need to go into the BIOS. BIOS! Or BIOS, as some people say, which I always thought was kind of weird. Cool. There we go. I'm telling you, man, that cooler, I know it's not doing anything yet, but good God, that thing is silent. Like, I don't know, I guess they make their own fans? I'm not sure. Whoever makes the fans for them, good job, guys, because those are some incredibly quiet fans. They're right next to my head, and I can't even hear them. Yeah, like, at all. That's unbelievable. Anyway, let's see. So got all the fans down here. I'm not sure what CHA fan is. I don't know what that is. Both my drives are showing up. Let's see, RAM. Yep, both my RAM sticks are showing up. Awesome. Ryzen 3600X 6-core processor. 12 cores total. Awesome. CPU is only 34 degrees, so that's, again, I know it's not doing anything, but that's still pretty pretty low. Well, I mean, it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. I don't know what the temperature is in this room either. It's probably higher than most people's. So yeah, as a bit of a wrap up, it did actually boot up first try. I am very surprised and kind of happy about that. I was expecting to have to tweak or plug something back in, or I don't know, like, you know, something, but I'll take it. Got lots of software installing and driver updating and BIOS tweaking and all that kind of stuff to do now. I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. If you do, let me know. But yeah, it's tedious and time consuming, so I will spare you. Otherwise, comment down below, where should I put my little AMD sticker? Where do you think? I don't know. So comment down below, let me know what you think. Till next time, like, share, sub, all that happy bullshit. Later.